Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
So I was just thinking, I feel like vlogging, or let's call it rambling to a camera out in the middle of nowhere, is a little bit more normalised now than when I first started, like 4 or 5 years ago or something, which is good, because it's quite busy where I am at the minute, and yeah, it doesn't really bother me as much as it used to if I get caught chatting to a piece of glass. So as the title suggests, guys, of this video, I found a bit of a feature in my camera. I say found, I've always sort of known that it's there, but I've never embraced it. I've never really used it. And I know for a fact a lot of you guys have always said to me, why don't you use this feature, man? It's something that I think will definitely be beneficial to me, to the sort of photographs that I go for, and we'll get into it. We are in the wonderful Lake District National Park, amongst the summer ferns, the summer foliage, and I'm hoping for one, at least, very specific photograph, and I'm really out chasing the light tonight as well for sunset, so we'll see what happens. As always, I'd love you to join me. Let's crack on. So I'm pretty sure that that hill that you can see just there is my destination, and you can probably see, or you can definitely see just there, look, we've got a nice bit of heather, and that is what I'm after. Oh, so I'm just taking off my polarizer. I thought it was going to help with this composition, but it's not doing anything. So there's no point in using it. So I've stopped here. I'm not quite up the big hill just yet, but I've stopped here for 2 reasons. First and foremost, I think we're going to get a nice photograph here. I don't know what the light's doing. There's a few gaps in the clouds, and hopefully we get some light on these fells in the background, but yeah, either way, I think it's quite a nice, strong composition. But secondly, I want to talk about this feature of my Nikon Z7, and it is focus shift shooting. If you don't know what that is, I guess that's just what Nikon calls it. In a way, it's just like automated focus stacking. You've still got to stack the images in post, but the camera will do it will change the focal points for you. So in this image, for example, it's a really good example here actually. The composition is really easy. We've got crags, heather, some ferns here on the right hand side. Left hand side, we've got a tarn and 1 or 2 of the Coniston fells there in the background. And we are zoomed in at 70mm. So the big issue here is focus. Even if I stop down to sort of f18, there's no way I can get these ferns down here pin sharp and the mountains right back there pin sharp in one photograph. I cannot do it. I have to focus stack. So what I would usually do is do it manually. I would focus on the ferns and then maybe focus there for the second shot. Third shot I'd focus there, then fourth shot. You get the gist. Focus shift shooting on the Nikon Z7 and loads of other cameras. It's not just the Nikon Z7. In fact, you can do it on DSLRs. It's not even that new. Absolute wally. But what it will do is just change those focal points itself. It'll do it automatically. So I've set the Nikon Z7 to take 20 photographs. Exactly the same image exactly the same exposure, same settings and everything. But when I press start, the camera will then change the focal point as it takes each photograph. So think about it in terms of depth, you know, and that means that I will get ferns down here, which are literally a metre away from a lens, pin sharp, and the fells, the mountains in the background, pin sharp as well, and everything in between, you know, which is exactly what I want. And you know what? It's what I want at least 80% of the time. You know, I want it to be nice and sharp all the way through. So it's a fantastic feature. And one thing I always say is we spend so much money on gear, on these cameras, and we've got these automated features, you know, we've essentially paid for them. So we may as well at least give them a go, you know, give them a try. I'm telling myself that. Like I said before, users have been telling me for ages, why don't you use focus shift shooting? And I've always sort of known that it's there, but I didn't really know what it did. And I certainly didn't know to what extent. It's fantastic, and I will surely be using this going ahead. There's no point in doing it manually. This is brilliant. So, settings, ISO 64, f11 and 1/13 of a second. All my job is, when I'm using this feature, this mode, is to focus on the nearest point that I want sharp, which, like I said, is whatever's the closest fern in this particular composition. Press start and the camera will do the rest. So I hope you like this shot. In theory, it should be sharp from front to back. If not, I'm going to look like a little bit of a wally. So, you know what, I don't know if I'm making the right decision here. The reason I'm going up this hill is so that I get that view with the tarn and the fells, and probably a little bit better. We've still got a bit of altitude to gain. But look at, which one is it? That hill there. Just full of heather. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And then, sorry to spin you around, but this is the hill I'm going up. It just looks like ferns. So I'm just hoping that there's going to be some heather up there. We'll see. Maybe I'll, you know, get the opportunity to do some focus shift shooting up here. As I make my way up this squelchy hill, I'd like to say another really big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is Squarespace. I really appreciate their support. And if you've never heard of them, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform, a wonderful platform where you can build your own website amongst other things. So if it's a bit of a dream that you've had, I would highly recommend them. I've used them since day one, before I was sponsored by them, and I continue to use them now. Main reason I love Squarespace is the ease of use. I'm not very good with software, things like that, and I was quite intimidated by the prospect of building my own website, but they make it really easy. They've got loads of wonderful templates to work with to get you started, and you can go from there. Then you can really customize that website and make it your own. And I'll stress once again, it's well easy. Trust me. They've also got fantastic customer service if you need any help as well. And they've got brilliant e-commerce options, which is what I use to sell things, to sell my prints and my ebooks, my calendars, advertise my one-to-one workshops, all of that sort of stuff. You know, so if that's something you'd like to do, you know, somewhere along the line, sell your own prints on the internet, again, I highly recommend Squarespace. If you'd like to give them a go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner and get yourself a free trial. So you've kind of got nothing to lose as well. You may as well go and have a look. And if you like what you see, be sure to use the offer code Henry Turner at checkout for 10% off your first purchase, which actually works out at quite a decent little saving as well. So yeah, another big thanks to them. Let's go and see if our little hill has got any heather. Oh my gosh, so you can probably see on my face, we've got a little bit of light. You know what, I think it might just be on the way out now, but as I've said for a good couple of years now, the photographs come before the video. So I've got the shot, and look, I'll show you. Look at that. The sun just came out a tiny little bit, just in that little sort of gap there you can see. And it has been out for about 3 minutes. And that's what I came out for, some side light. So to be honest, it's one of those, or it's been one of those where, look, it's going now. That's it, see you later. See you in a bit, son. That's gone. Isn't landscape photography mad? It's been one of those where I've been proper just scrambling to find some sort of composition. This now has just gone from looking decent to like just below average, just, you know, all right. You know, we're in a nice spot. Photograph will be half decent, but yeah, the light has changed everything in that scene. And I think I had another really good usage of the focus shift shooting then, something that I didn't think about until now. So I'll talk you through the composition briefly to start with. All I was trying to do was try and find some foreground that was telling the story of this little crag that we're up. I wanted to find some rocks, some of the heather, fortunately, as you can see, there is some up here. Some nice yellowy reeds, and obviously this all looks so much better with the light as well, you know. So I kept the 24 to 200 lens on. Maybe would have been better with the wide angle, but I had no time to mess about. At 24mm, just found some of these crags and heather in the foreground, and look how this crag sort of leads out down into Beacon Tarn. That fell, incidentally, that I said might have been better to be on, is actually in this photograph, and it's worked out well because he's like purple. He looks cool. And then we've got, I think, did I have Coniston Old Man in? Yeah, just about Coniston Old Man in the top left. I'm not 100% sold on the composition, but again, I will reiterate, it was one of those where it was headless chicken mode. Let's try our best to piece together a composition. And this is, as a bit of a side note, this is what you work so hard for as a photographer. This is what you spend years on, in that you get to these moments where you've got 2 or 3 minutes to react, and all of your skills, not that I've got a lot, but all of your skills combine then, where you can do everything quickly. Even things as trivial as being able to set your tripod up quickly, get your camera turned on quickly, and then of course your composition, when you can do everything quickly like that, that's when you can make the most of those moments. You know, if you were just getting set up now, it took you about 5 or 6 minutes, you'd be gutted, you know. And this is, I suppose that doesn't really get talked about that much. All of that effort, all of that practice that you've put in over the years is for these moments. And this is not me saying I've got a quality shot here, by the way. But we'll see. ISO 64 f11 and 1/8 of a second, and I used the focus shift shooting because I wanted to focus stack here. Now this is where it was really good. I had to be quick then. All I had to do was, look, go on, I don't know if you can see this, go out to the menu, focus shift shooting, and press start, press OK. Done. There was about 12 shots then taken at different focal points throughout the frame. So I know I've got this pin sharp from the heather to the mountains off in the background, and again, everything in between. Whereas if I was, you know, faffing about then trying to manually focus stack, I may have missed the light. So brilliant. I hope I caught that at the right time. There's going to be a little bit of light at least. I've just realised I've been babbling for ages. Hopefully this image is worth it. Oh, so it's a really cool little sunset. Hang on, I'll just do a little video on my phone so that you can sort of see it. If you look, yeah, look, it's like these mad light rays coming through that gap. There's you. But it's just in the wrong place. It's a little bit frustrating actually, because yeah, it's cool. But I hope the shot that I got anyway was all right, half decent, worth the trip, I'd say. And yeah, I suppose the main goal was just to have a little go at that focus shift shooting, and 2 shots that definitely needed focus stacking. So it was a good opportunity to use it really for the first time properly. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next adventure. Out.